Okay, today's a little quick demo of brush strokes and also mixing some colors. And introducing my travel set. This is Everetts Watercolors Travel Set. It has a visual journal, brushes, has 3 tubes of paint, and a spray bottle, and also a palette and a carrying bag. Okay, that's on Everetts Watercolors, and it's Everetts Travel Set. Okay, so this is a visual journal, and inside I've got sheets of paper. And I'm going to also use my sword, my dagger brushes today. I've got several dagger brushes, different kinds. That we're going to play with those. And I got my spray bottle here. Everett's my palette and bottle spray bottle, sold exclusively on Everett's Watercolors. And I can go ahead and wet. I've got my 3 tubes of paint. I got yellow. This is yellow lemon. There's a Holbein Watercolors. Pyrrole Red and a little bit of ultramarine blue. Now I also have black and white, and I have some burnt sienna over here and yellow ochre, but I'm not going to use those today. Just the primary colors: red, yellow, and blue. And the reason I like the dagger brush is it can do lots of nice and a little paint on my brush. And thing about the dagger brush is I can use the side of the brush, and I get a nice broad brush stroke that way. Just using the angle of the brush this way, using a flat angle, and then I can turn the brush and just use the point, and I can get a nice sharp line. That's good for trees and good for bushes and limbs. Also, wires on a fence post, or wires on the telephone poles. Also, masts on a sailboat. I get lots of things with that. Okay, and then in between, I can do now. Let's start also talking about a little bit about color today. So let's start with a little bit of yellow lemon over here. I'll put that in my palette, and just do a quick brush stroke there to just get some yellow lemon going, and then I can pick up a little bit of ultramarine blue on the brush, and come over here now. This is still wet, so when I touch it, you can see the colors starting to blend and to mix right there. I can mix the colors right on the paper. So that's one way to color mix. You can see that. You see the color green now between the yellow and the blue. That's the green. And I can continue on with just the blue, and I can continue on and go get pure blue out here. Now, what I'll do now is I'll pick up a little bit of Pyrrole Red. This is a nice bright red. And I'll come over here, and again, this is still a little bit damp. So when I touch it, it's going to also mix in with the yellow, which will give me an orange. And I'm going to just play with this now. I'm just going to run down and playing with this. Open up my journal here, and I'm just kind of playing with the strokes now. Rinsing out the brush, and I'll pick up a little more of that yellow. You can see that as I mix the yellow into the red, I'll get the orange color. Okay, so I'm mixing on the paper, and that's very important. This is like a practice exercise, and practicing brush strokes. Learn how to use the brush for different things by practicing the brush strokes, and then practicing working with wet color, wet paper on the page, and then mixing another color with it as you go along. That's very important. So I could take some of this yellow now and mix a little bit of blue in with it, and I'll get a nice green. And I can use now if I do a quick motion here with the brush, I can get the impression of grass just by flicking the brush. And actually, it's not really a dry brush stroke is really just a quick stroke. Dry brush. You can have paint in the brush as long as you do it quickly, just flicking the wrist. You can get an effect there of grass. Okay, tall grass, crawl weeds, and all I'm doing there, it's a loaded brush, and all I'm doing is just flicking a very quickly sharp motion there with the brush. So you can see here by blending, I can mix colors on the paper with I use wet on wet. I can also wet on dry. But this here, wet on wet is most important because you can see the variety of colors you get in here with the colors. Now, if I mix all three together, that's interesting. Here I've got the green over here, and I'll mix a little bit of red in with that. Next, it's going to give me a brown. So I get all three colors mixed together, and I get a brown color. I add a little more blue to that, and I can make it a little darker. Get a dark brown. I get a darker brown. So by mixing the three primaries together, I'll get a grayish tone, a warm tone. I'm adding a little bit of blue to it. I can get a cool tone. So learning how to mix colors here, get different colors and beautiful colors, okay? And it's just having fun. The dagger brush is very interesting. I use that here also in my drawings on my sketch pads. I also use it for once I do a drawing, say a pen and ink drawing, then I can go over it with watercolor, and it gives me a very nice effect on that. So that's a lot of fun. So today's lesson was just to take a look at my travel set, which is just a very limited palette, red, yellow, and blue with a couple extra colors, but primarily red, yellow, and blue color. And then I'll show you a little bit of brush strokes, how to mix colors, and get a piece of paper and just practice. That's the most important thing you can do. Even before you start painting, you want to sit down with a piece of paper, just practice brush strokes, practice the colors the combination colors you can get. And you can be surprised you'll get all kinds of beautiful colors just by playing with the colors, getting used to your brushes, and getting used to your paints. So until the next live video, bye.